Coach Kirby Smart, he's become a regular. I mean, the last back on the Rick and Bubba show, coming by and visiting with us and hanging out. Now our first time to talk to each other with the Rick Burgess show kicking now. And, Coach, welcome. Hope you're having a good day so far.
Well, I appreciate you having me, man. Great day so far.
You look good.
I'm on that East Coast time, man. You know, I'm up a little bit earlier.
I know.
It's not God's time.
One of my sons lives in Atlanta, and we're always dealing with that, you know. And my wife, for some reason, still, it never fails. She'll do things like, well, we should be there at such and such time. And I'm like, baby, we lose an hour.
You lose that hour, man.
And we're too far east, I think, in Bama to be
on that time zone.
Yeah, especially when you get to the winter and we're dark at 4:30.
It's different.
Yeah,
it's different.
Yeah,
you gotta keep up with it. Hard.
Well, good to have you back. How you doing?
Doing great, man. In the May season, I get to play a little golf and do a little recruiting and go see some people and help out with the regions.
So, college football is chaos right now.
You have no idea.
How in the world? So Hugh was just on Coach Freeze a minute ago, and he's saying what I'm sure you're saying. He said we just got to have some structure.
Yeah.
Coach Dilfer earlier was saying it's like trying to kick a field goal on a goalpost. They keep moving.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, here you are, players, and I think I know your personality. I was showing Coach the book about Dad that we just put out, and he's looking at that, and I know, you know. You got a lot of that old school stuff in you, and of course, you know, if those guys were coaching today, they'd be in jail. You know what I mean?
Couldn't do it.
Yeah, but
nobody
I mean,
can take it.
Yeah, no. Well, and the whole thing is loyalty.
Yeah.
I mean, I just know you. I mean, I know people like you. My dad was this way, and it drove him crazy if he didn't think you were loyal. And now, loyalty's not even. I mean, can you find it?
You can find it. I mean, there are kids that are loyal.
Okay.
It's out there. It's just not the norm.
Right.
You know? And,
yeah.
Look, I want to be clear. The first thing I hear from people is, well, you know, Coach Smart can go anywhere he wants to go anytime he goes. No, I can't. Not without a huge buyout.
That's right.
Not without a contract. If we had contracts, I think all the coaches would be really happy if it was a binding contract, you know, with what they call liquidated damages and things like that.
Sure.
Where it's hard because, you know, are they employees? Are they student athletes? And I think people want to argue one side when it favors this side, and they want to argue the other side when it favors that side. And the truth probably lies somewhere in the middle because it is a business.
It feels to me when we start trying to still use these same phrases, student athlete and all that, it feels like we're pretending.
Right.
You know how you just pretend something? Because
well, you either are or you aren't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, well, if it favors this, the student athlete should be allowed to go anywhere they want to go and go study and get their major and go play somewhere else. But then that's not true now when we start talking about contracts and their employees and things like that. It makes it really, really challenging to navigate. The hardest part is just what's best for the kids. What's best is they have an ability to earn income. They've earned that.
That's fine.
That's great.
No problem.
That's awesome. I'm so happy that they get it. As a matter of fact, we're going to back pay, and guys are going to get paid, you know, way back. I'm like, I got buddies I played with. They would love to tap into some of that because they didn't get any of it. The issue is, okay, now that we do that, where do we stop and where does it hurt other sports? You know, when I talk to ADs and you're going to cut 10 other sports and people are like, well, I don't care. Those are non-revenue sports. Well, there's still opportunities for people to go to college.
Nobody thought about that part either.
That hurts me when I say, okay, we're going to cut this team or that team and they're not going to have an opportunity to go to college.
Do you think, too, like back in the day, you know, the old way, facilities. Yep. It feels to me, still kind of being connected enough that really they're saying NIL. That's where we want our money now.
Sure.
Are we going to see facilities just be ignored now?
I don't know if you'll ever see it all the way ignored. Yeah. There's the man right there, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, Barkley coming over. Yeah, so
I don't think they'll be ignored. They can't be ignored. What you're going to see is infrastructure just go downhill. So, for instance, everybody's got this pot to spend, right? Well, some schools are going to be able to spend in the pot and not hurt their infrastructure, their nutrition staff, the food the players eat, the strength staff, the academic staff. Other schools are going to say, you know what, we're going to spend on players and we're not going to spend on the infrastructure.
I know.
So the experience is going to be diminished. Kids are going to say, yeah, I'm happy I'm getting money from such and such school. But you know what? You're not getting a nutritionist. You're not getting academics. You're not getting the best food. They're going to have to say, you got to get that with your own check because we're paying you. You got to go do that with your own check. Yeah. And so now we're not getting quite the same infrastructure that builds the core around the player. You know.
So let me ask you about this: the balance. Was talking to Dilfer about it. I didn't ask you about this, but I asked you about it. I'm strategizing. I got the Georgia Bulldogs. We're always going to be in the mix. Okay. There's the great high school player. Mm-hmm. There's a transfer portal. Mm-hmm. Then there's my guys who are trying to get into port. How do you? Are you having to rethink? There's got to be a little bit of all of it, right? I mean, I got to have that transfer portal, but I can't just ignore the high school stud, right?
Right.
I mean, what's the balance there?
Well, the balance is what you need. What do I need? You know, did I hit on my high school guys? I signed 5 DBs. Okay, I went 4 for 5. What do we need this year? And then you got to go to the portal and get what you need. Some schools have to go to the portal to get everything. You know, other sports have turned to that. Baseball is a upside down deal right now. I mean, they're 100% portal because what they can get at the lower level in baseball is better than what they can get in the high school level for the most part. Because the best high school players are going to go to the draft. So it's really, you know, football's a little different. They need to come to us to develop. So they got to go, but you still get a little farm system going where a really good player that got missed moves up through the portal, or what you need comes out of the portal. But you can still go get a great high school player, and he can impact your roster. Nate Frazier for us is a great back, right?
Yeah.
He came in and played as a freshman.
Right, yeah.
So that still happens in football.
So let's talk a little bit about the first year of the playoff. If you got to win. I mean, you're looking at Ohio State. Obviously, they were the best team in the country. They proved it. I mean, it's a long way to that end. We all wanted it as fans.
Yeah.
How did it feel year one to you?
Well, it felt grueling for at least for me personally in our conference because of the schedule and what we had to play, and then the championship game. I mean, it's tough when you go through. You got 16 teams that are really competitive and good. It's grueling, and then the schedule. You know, especially for us on the road was tough, but the schedule's going to be tough for everybody every year in the SEC, whether you say it's balanced or not. It's hard, but it makes it really tough to go through that and play that many good teams. We probably had more injuries than we've had and made it tougher. And look, say what you want, we saw the product of what the more teams meant when Ohio State past years would not have been in that.
You're right.
They would not have been in the 4.
No, you're right.
Okay, so now not only are they in the 4, they're in the big number, and they go win it. You know, It's a little more in basketballish where you get hot, and the team that's playing best at the end of the year.
And they did get hot. And they had a favorable – I mean, they were a great team. I mean, they deserved the national championship.
No question.
But, you know, when they hit that playoff, that was a favorable road.
Well, they went through Oregon.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well,
I mean, they had to play some good teams in there.
Well, that's true. Of course, they kind of revealed Oregon to maybe –
Well, they played well. The team they had beat, they came back.
They were hot.
Hard to beat a team twice.
And they were hot. I mean, they had their act together then, too. And then the last thing, then I'll let you go on that. So when you're saying back on the kids a little bit, there needs to be maybe a cap. There needs to be some sort of punishment like it would be for a coach. You made that point. Yeah, I can leave, but when I leave, there's a buyout.
That's right. And you know what? Maybe the kid doesn't pay the buyout. The school pays.
The pendulum swung too far.
We have this system right now. If I go hire a receivers coach from Shane Beamer and James Coley, we got to pay what he owes to get him. You know, there's got to be a compensation balance there in terms of being able to do that. Now, I know that's pointing towards making them employees, but it would make everybody think twice about diving in the portal to say, you know what, I carry this tag, I have a little more structure.
Got to have a little more structure.
And the cap, I only want the cap so that the freshmen don't make more than the older guys. The older guys are ones on TV getting the true revenue, the true NIL values, and the kids that are older. They should make more than the kids coming in. So that the CBA fixed that for NFL. They didn't have guys coming in as rookies making more than the older players.
No, you're right. Well, what we always do as human beings, we needed to do something for the players, and what we did is the pendulum now has swung so far the other way, we got to pull it back a little bit and get some structure.
That's right.
Thanks for taking time to be with us. Go out and get warmed up and hit a few.
I need to.
Okay, all right. Thanks Kirby Smart, taking time visiting with us today.
This is the Rick Burgess Show.